This is what I'm packing for the West Highland Way. Base weight is right around 14 or 15 pounds. My quilt is still drying because we washed it. Down quilts take a long time to dry, so if you wash your quilt, which you should, just make sure you have 2 or 3 days to really dry it out. So we're bringing the duplex, the Z-Packs duplex. It's just over a pound. Great tent, lightweight. Hopefully it will do well in the wind. We've done a lot of backpacking in the rain and fog and so forth. And yeah, there's condensation, but there's always condensation. And the tent has been great. We've got the MSR groundhogs. We bought them for another tent in there. I really like camp shoes. These Mayflies I got from Garage Going Gear, or actually I might have just got them from the website. They look like they're made out of paper, and I guess they kind of are, but they're also pretty indestructible. I've worn them on rocky ground and grassy ground, through water. They might bust apart this year, but I have a feeling they won't. So, love those. I'm going to be hiking in Scotland. I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm bringing a Dux back. Just because it rains, and this pack isn't waterproof. I'll talk about the pack in a sec. It's water resistant, but when it just rains and rains and rains, it's just not going to be waterproof. And everything in my bag is waterproof, but these things get heavier. I mean, it's a cotton nylon that'll kind of soak up the rain, and I just don't want everything to get heavy. And I'd like to kind of protect my chair. A lot of people don't bring chairs. Once you get a certain age, you'll love a chair. This is the REI chair. Some people don't like this chair, I guess. I do. It weighs just at a pound, I think. And I kind of like the kind of nice and flexible kind of sitting or support it has. So I actually kind of like this chair. I'm bringing some Tyvek, just a little bit to wrap up and maybe set some stuff on. I don't know. This is really lightweight. I've kind of thought about having this in the past, and we'll see. I might just throw it away halfway through. Not really sure. But that's that. What else do I have here? I got my spoon. Water bottles. I've been sticking with a bee-free. Some people love it, some people hate it. It hasn't given me any trouble. So I'm going to stick with it. I also have a little cut off juice box thing that I've used many, many times to scoop up a little water and fill my whatever I'm filtering the water with. You don't always get nice running streams. I think there are plenty of running streams in Scotland, but that's just something that I always try to do. I always have chewing gum. I don't know, I think it keeps me a little more hydrated. I'm constantly sort of got moisture going in my mouth. I don't breathe through my mouth as much. I breathe through my nose more. And I think I don't drink quite as much water, and I don't really feel dehydrated. But that's food, so I guess it doesn't count. I don't know if I'm bringing this. I usually bring this when I'm in the mountains because I'm kind of curious how cold it got at night. Maybe I'll bring it, maybe I won't. So, one more thing. I usually, in my hip pockets, is where lunch is and snacks. Gerber dime, knife, scissors, pliers. This thing is very handy. I highly recommend it. It doesn't weigh much, and it's cheap. I started using this. I got this at Garage Going Gear. It's made in the U.S. I don't remember who it makes it. It's got kind of a waterproof zipper on top. Wasn't too expensive. Have my headphones so I can listen to my books on tape and podcasts while I'm hiking the miles. I'm going to Scotland, so, this will get filled at some point, I'm sure. I have an Alpha Direct hoodie. These are wonderful. They're really lightweight. They're really breathable. They're really warm if you... Well, they're warm if it's not windy. If it is windy, again, this is a Visp from Enlightened Equipment. Great rain jacket. Throw this on top of this, you've basically got a waterproof fleece jacket that will keep. I've used this down into the 40s, and I'll throw this on whenever I stop and kind of keep the wind off me. But this keeps me nice and warm. Underneath everything, I'm going to be wearing some Prana pants and Outdoor Research sun hoodie. I don't know how much sun we get in Scotland, but I really like, I don't like wearing sunscreen, and this keeps me covered up but also cool, so I only have to put sunscreen kind of my nose and a little bit of my face and stuff like that. Darn Tough socks, of course. Rain pants, which also function as wind pants, function as a nice little extra layer. These are the ones from Z-Packs. They're super light. They sort of like crumple up into a teeny tiny ball, and are wonderful. Gloves, bug net. Bugs are really bad there. I don't know if this is midge proof, so I might get one in Scotland that has tinier holes. I don't know. I'm going to see when I get there. Amazolio. You have a couple different options for satellite coverage, but this has worked good for me, and it's a lot cheaper than the Garmin Mini. Maybe I'll get that one day, but not anytime soon. And then I have a waterproof bag, and this stays on the outside, and this is what I bring in the tent. I camp a lot where there are bears. I mean, not tons of bears, but enough bears that I usually hang a bear bag. And so all my Diddy bag stuff goes in the bear bag. And so this is sort of like a waterproof bag that I keep things that I want to keep in the tent, and things I want to keep waterproof. So poop kit, Deuce. I got a bidet. I got some toilet paper just in case. Some hand sanitizer, a little bit of soap. The fantastic Nitecore that you've probably seen if you ever watched one of these. Trying to do a new thing with Leukotape. This is probably more Leukotape than I'll ever need, but putting on wax paper. I don't know if the wax will melt and make this useless, but I've got a little extra on somewhere else. And I put this where it's handy because I hate going through my pack if I feel like I'm getting a blister. I don't get blisters too much, but every once in a while, I don't want to have to hunt through my pack just to get some Leukotape so I can stop real quick. And then just an extra bag, I have my charger, 10,000 amp or milliamp charger, and the cables that I need for micro USB and USB-C, and then because this is in the tent, earplugs. I recommend them. I don't know, in Scotland there aren't any large animals to worry about, so we'll see what we'll see. 45 liter Outdoor Vitals pack is just under. It's right around 2 pounds. It's like $200. I don't know. It's probably a little bit more, but I think I got this for just around $200, maybe on sale. Great pack. Have any problems? A really good carrying system. I think the guys who designed this do hunting and base it on some of the hunting, sort of like when you're carrying game and stuff. So the support system is really good. I think I've carried like probably 30, 35 pounds, and it doesn't feel. I mean, the weight's different, obviously, but as far as like the support and how it sits on you, doesn't feel much different than when you're carrying 15. So, good pack. I don't think I'm bringing that. Kind of emergency bag. I use Ziploc bags. They're cheap. They're nearly indestructible. People say these are don't use single use, but these aren't single use for me. I've had most of these for going into like 2 years now. So emergency blanket. This is a little bit of rope. This rope is actually a fire starter. Matches. Got my repair tape. Repair stuff for my sleeping pad and stuff like that. Just got some new bear line. It's really slick and it's a little lighter than the paracord I had. And then first aid. So I've got assorted allergy and Imodium stuff, and then I've got some ibuprofen, got a tick remover, a fair bit of ticks in Scotland. I permethrin my clothes, so hopefully that won't be a problem. And then, just a mirror, some gloves, some alcohol swabs, some antibiotic, some super glue to use in case I get a really nasty cut that really needs to be sealed up until I can get somewhere and really get it taken care of. So I've used some stuff in here, not all of it obviously, but everybody needs some first aid out on the trail. The bag. I have some glasses cleaner, just because I like clean glasses. This thing weighs next to nothing. It's worth it to me. I haven't used a cork bottle before, but I'm curious to try one out. Some, Body Glide. I'll probably put this in a pouch in my bag, but this is the sunscreen, really handy. I really like being able to, just glide it on. Got a little hairbrush because I have long hair. My wife convinced me I need to use this. This is not a sawn-off toothbrush. This actually came this way. There's actually a little thing that you can screw it on. I think I got 3 of these with the one long handle, but I just throw this in here. Toothpaste tabs. If you don't use toothpaste tabs, then, I guess that's fine. But it's really nice, especially to have like bar soap and toothpaste tabs and things when you're traveling on airplanes, because in different places they get really draconian about the quart Ziploc thing with all your fluids in it. And then Venture wipes. I got these in Garage Grown Gear. Used them a couple times. They're really handy. If I'm going out just overnight, don't use them. But after day 2 or so on the trail, I want to freshen up. I'm probably carrying a couple more than I really need in here. Classic cook kit. I got a nice little tablecloth. Everyone, you never know when you need a bandana. That super light BRS whatever stove you can get on Amazon for $15 and weighs probably less than the lighter that I got at one of the Lumina lighters. These Swedish towels are wonderful. I don't even use them I use them a little bit in cleanup, but actually in the tent, just sort of wiping up condensation in the morning and squeezing it out to dry off the tent is great. These little hot lips things for the titanium cup for coffee in the morning are great. Got my stove. I'm not going to bring that. I don't even need to pack that because you can't take that on airplanes, in case you didn't know. And then, I think this is a 700 or 750 milliliter titanium cup. So all stuff you have probably seen. And I use this to kind of keep the lid on. And again, this is just handy. I don't know. Some people don't care. I like to keep my spoon off the ground and have a nice little area to cook with. Got my Nyla Fume bag. The Enlightened Equipment Puffy. This is the, I can't remember what this is called now. Torrent or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of alpha insulation. This is really good. I do camp in the Pacific Northwest and the coastal range and stuff, and it's damp, it's wet, it rains, and I just get colder with the down. Maybe if I got a really super expensive down jacket, that wouldn't happen, but then it would get wet. And so, especially for Scotland, I think this is probably the way to go, and this has not let me down. Doing the 1/4-inch pad. This is great to lie under your pad, just to keep it from sliding around and to sit on, and kind of has 1,001 uses. I often will sit on this in the morning when I'm packing stuff off, just to keep, the hard ground off my tender buttocks. I got the Nemo insulated. I'm using the Mummy bag, which I think you can buy on their website, but is generally kind of harder to find. This isn't this year's. This is last year's, a couple years ago. I had the wide pad. I still have the wide pad. And it's great. It's comfy. You have to kind of fiddle with the Mummy straps, or the quilt straps a bit more, because it is so wide, and you gotta, if it's cold at night and you want to get the quilt around you, it's a little trickier. But I sleep on my side, from side to side, and so I don't need the wide pad. Can't sleep on my back. Sometimes I sleep on my belly, and I just tuck my hands underneath me. It's not as comfy, but it's comfy enough. I had some really good night sleeps on this. And, if you can do a mummy bag or do a mummy shaped pad, then I don't think you go wrong. These are my Alpha Direct long johns. Again, it's made of the same stuff. It's very breathable. It's very warm, and it can be very cool. My quilt is the Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt. It's the one with a zip because I use that year round. And so if I'm going out, and it's only going to go down to 50 degrees, that bag is really warm. And it's nice to unzip it and get the breeze in. Even if I'm wearing these, just a little breeze will cool these off really quick. But if I put the Visp on top of them, I can be in really cold weather with these. It's kind of hard to find. I think there might be some places that made these, but I highly recommend finding a friend or spouse or lover or partner or whoever who sews, and you can buy this stuff and get someone to make it for you, which is what I did with both this and my hoodie. My hoodie, I really love this hoodie. I think I've got the 90 weight or something like that, and that's plenty. If you get the heavier weights, you're going to be too hot unless it is really cold, and you're going to probably be too hot when you're hiking unless you are winter camping in the mountains. And I think that's, what do I got? Oh, I got a pillow, got my blow-up pillow, which is this? It's the Sea to Summit one. Works for me. I don't know if I've settled on my pillow yet. I haven't used the one with the pad straps, but it's very light and it works for me. Change of underwear, change of socks, and it's the kind of like wash one and wear one and strap it to the outside of your pack so that it dries. I don't know if that'll work in Scotland, but we'll see. And then of course something to blow up my bag. I think that's it. What is this? Oh yeah, sleep socks. I like these sleep socks. They're very lightweight. They're wool. They're very comfy, and I don't always need them or wear them, but especially when it's kind of wet outside, these actually will kind of soak up enough of the moisture to kind of keep your feet dry at night. And I found them to be worth having, especially in kind of wetter environments. Even if it's not really cold, usually it's cold enough. And then my night lifting bag, which is of course perfect for this kind of thing. It actually came with the pack. These little silicone gels, you shouldn't throw them away. I probably have too many in here, but it's always good to put 2 or 3 of these in your night lifting bag, put 2 or 3 of these in your pack, just to kind of soak up that extra moisture and keep things dry. So I think that's it, except for my quilt, which is still drying. So I don't know, maybe I'll post this and maybe not. We'll see. I sort of go back and forth about, there's so many gear videos out there, but maybe this is just for me, so I can look back on this later and figure out what I did and what I should have done. Shadowlight, this is what it is, the Shadowlight pack. Good pack, not too expensive, a good way to kind of begin getting into, lightweight. I mean, you could probably go ultralight with something like this if you got rid of some of these other things, but good pack, 2 pounds, right around 2 pounds, right around $200, maybe $250 now, because everything's getting more expensive. So that's it. Wish me luck. Go on.